speech evaluator for Santosh's speech 1. Will you please stand and describe the criteria for Santosh's speech?
This Santosh Sana is on the storytelling advanced menu, project number 1, the folktale. And the objective of this speech would be to tell a folktale that is entertaining and enjoyable for the specific age group, and to use visual aid and voice to enhance the tale. And his speech is 10 to 12 minutes.
In this speech, Santosh will tell a folk tale from 17th century India. It's a story about old Saint Guru Param and his 5 foolish disciples. Laugh your head off at the unbelievably foolish antics of Param and his disciples, but you'll find, surprisingly, that you are always on their side. Get ready for a happy combination of sound advice and rollicking humor. Santosh Gapsana, The Fool's Disciples, Santosh Gapsana.
Long, long ago, in a village in southern India, there lived a poor old simpleton. He called himself Param. He was a good-natured and a harmless person. One day, as he was walking along the road, 5 young men fell onto his feet offering salutations. And they said, "Bless us, O great man," in unison. Although the old man was startled for a while, he was pleased by the gesture and he said, "May God's grace be with you." One of them stood up and asked curiously, "You blessed us just once, though we are 5 in number. May I know for whom the blessing was for?" The other men began to verbally quarrel. One of them said, "He blessed me, of course." Another one shouted, "But I touched his feet first." The tallest one stood up and asked, "Oh holy man, your hand was right above my head. You must have blessed me." The one who started the quarrel seemed to settle the issue and he said, "Now friends, let's not quarrel. Let's ask the old man whom he actually blessed us." Param said as he was stuttering, I bless the most foolish among all of you." The tallest one stood up and danced and he said, There, what did I say? He blessed me, of course." Another one shouted, "But I am the most foolish person. He blessed me, of course." Guru Param said, "Wait, all men are foolish, so I blessed all of you." The 5 men again fell onto his feet and they said, "O great man, never have we heard such words of wisdom. We will follow you and listen to your words of wisdom." Thus, overnight, Param became Guru Param, and he named his 5 disciples as M1, M2, M3, M4, and P. On a hot afternoon, as Guru Param and his disciples were walking to a nearby village, it was a very hot afternoon. Param said, "It's very hot. I wish I had a horse. It would have made travel much easier." Just then, M3 saw a group of people who were drawing horse carts, and he saw that freshly harvested pumpkins were being taken on those carts. He shouted, "Look, horses, and horses' eggs too. We must go and buy one." And later Param said, "You are right, my boy. We should buy one. We could get a baby horse out of it." M3 went to the owner of the horses and asked, "Hey, we would like to have one of those horses' eggs. Will you please let us have one? We have 5 gold coins with us." The owner of the horses thought, "Horses' eggs? These men must have been mad, but I shall cash in on their madness." He said to M3, "These are not for sale, they are actually special ones." M3 said, "We just want one, it's for our guru." The owner replied, "For the guru, you say? Okay, I'll let you have one." And he exchanged a pumpkin as a horse egg for 5 gold coins. As they trudged on, M1, who was holding the horse egg or the pumpkin, stumbled upon a rock and he shouted, "Oh, help the egg!" as it fell onto the ground and broke. Just then, a frightened rabbit ran out of a nearby hole and went past the broken egg. He said, "Look, that's the baby horse, don't let it get away." But the rabbit was too quick for them and nobody was able to search it. They searched every nook and cranny of the area, but to no avail. They went to the Guru and pleaded, "Great man, please don't be angry at us. The little horse was too quick for us." A kind-hearted stranger was observing this entire episode from a distance. He came forward and offered, "I have this old horse to spare. You can take it if you want." Guru Param accepted the noble gift and said thank you to the kind-hearted stranger. After they moved for a little while, the turban on Guru Param's head slipped and fell onto the ground. He thought one of them is surely going to pick it up. But no one did. After a while, he shouted, "Phew! It's hot. Where's my turban?" M1 replied softly, "It must have been far behind." Param shouted, "Fools! Don't you have the manners to pick it up?" M2 said, "I'm sorry, sir. I'll just go now and get it back for you." M2, Param ordered, "Go now and in future pick up anything that's been dropped." Soon the turban was restored and the group moved on. After they went for a little while, the horse dropped some dung. M2 quickly picked it up and gave it to the Guru. Param said, "God, now isn't this the limit? Don't you have any manners?" M2 said, "But I was just obeying your orders. I picked up what was dropped." P was confused and he said, "Our Guru is angry if we pick up anything that's been dropped. Our Guru is angry if we don't pick up anything that's been dropped. I am utterly confused. How are we to serve him?" M2 offered a suggestion to Param, "Perhaps if you could give us a list of items and we'll follow the rules." Param made a detailed list and gave it to his disciples and said, "Go by the rule, always." And the group moved on as usual, till they came across a bumpy road. The horse began to stumble, and Param, as he was losing control of the horse, said, "Oh, somebody help me! M1, M3, quick! Ah!" And fell into a nearby pond with a splash. And the horse fell too onto him with another splash. Nobody is picking him out. Param shouted, "What are you gaping at? Pull me out, quick!" M2 said, "You must never repeat mistakes. Let me see if your name's in the list. Turban? No. Sandals? No. Stick? Param said, "Please pull me out, I'm dying here." M2 said, "Your name should be in this list to necessitate us to pull you out of this pond." Param said, "Throw away that list and pull me out quick." M2 said, "You can't mean it. We know you're only testing us." Param said, "I'm really dying here, pull me out, it's too cool here." P said, "Beloved Guru, we are sorry, but rules are rules. Will God ever forgive us if we break the rules set by you, our Guru?" A mad Param said, "Okay, give me that list." And with great struggle, he managed to write his own name and gave it to the disciples. M1 wondered, it is marvelous how he finds a solution even in the most difficult situations. Param shouted, "Now stop admiring me and pull me out for God's sake." They saw the list and the name, then they pulled him out and took him back to his home. But he soon fell with a high fever because of hypothermia. He said to his boys, "Leave me alone. I should wait for my end." And the foolish disciples followed their Guru's advice and gave him neither food nor water, until one day he collapsed. M1 said, "I think the Guru's end has come." P yelled, "Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Our Guru is dead! We are orphaned!" The neighbors came rushing and said, "Hush, friends, this is not the time to cry. Arrangements have to be made for the cremation." M1 said, "Our great Guru must have a grand funeral." Solemnly, they carried the body of Param to the crematory and placed his body on the pyre. As they chanted the Vedic hymns of funeral, the voices grew louder and louder. A startled Param woke up and said, "Where am I? Water! Give me water!" M4, who never spoke before, shouted, "It's a ghost!" The startled neighbors ran away thinking that spirit possessed his corpse. We said, "He's not dead, he's moving, and he made effort speak." Param said, "I ain't dead, give me water please." Ahmed said, "Always at your service, Guru, we'll give you water." The neighbors who were watching the fire from the distance were talking, "It's a miracle, the dead saint has come alive. He's truly a great man. Such men are born only once in many generations." And they offered him water and took him back to his home with great pomp and celebration. The disciples shouted with the fullest of their lungs in their happiness, "Long live Guru Param! Long live the great man!" And Guru Param and his disciples lived in peace and prosperity for a very long time to come. I am Toastmaster.